How many of y'all have a grandmother named Willie Mae, Annie Mae, Lula Mae, Edna Mae, Ida Mae? How many of y'all have a grandmother named that? Or a great grandmother named that? Where do y'all think those names come from? Do anybody ever thought about that? Those were indigenous names that had to be changed over into American society. Like, for instance, May meant maiden, which was woman, queen, goddess, matriarch. That's what that meant in indigenous tribes, right? So Annie meant favor, a woman of favor. So favorite maiden would be an indigenous name to somebody. So when you change that name over to fit into American society, you say Annie Mae. Eula, which is E-U-L-A, that was like a good speaking maiden. Eula Mae was like a good speaking. I don't know how to put it, but like Eula comes like from the word eulogy. So eulogy is like a presentation, a spoken word, or a blessing, or of some sorts like that, right? So Eula Mae was like good speaking maiden. That's what a name would be. So if you wasn't a part of the hierarchy, because if you had May on the end of your name, you was called a maiden, you was part of the hierarchy in indigenous tribes. So if you didn't have that distinction, you would get named after something of nature, like Myrtle, or Pearl, or Lily, or Daisy. You see what I'm saying? You see, my mother's mother was an Annie. My father's mother was a Ruby. It's indigenous all through my damn family, both sides. So in the 20s, the 30s, the 40s, or whatever, you know, black people or indigenous people of this land could not claim it. They would kill you if you claimed your native tribe or said it out loud. My grandma was almost 90 years old when she died, and she was part of the silent generation. Our grandmothers, great-grandmothers, they refused to talk. They were very stoic. They didn't tell us about slavery. Have y'all noticed that? They didn't tell us stories about Harriet Tubman. All of these things we learned in school because our grandparents and our great-grandparents were silent. They didn't tell us nothing. They didn't teach us nothing because some of them came from indigenous tribes, some of them did come from slaves. But they had so much fear in them. They could not speak about their ethnicity, their true ethnicity, their indigenous nature, their indigenous heritage. You know what I mean? When the $5 Indians came in and started claiming these names, claiming themselves as Indians and Native Americans or whatever, that forced our people to be silent, to not tell them their truth. That's why our grandmothers was in that silent generation.
Connect with us and learn how to trace indigenous American ancestry. Learn the story of what makes you unique. Visit findiatribe.org for more info.
All right, racists. Welcome to Comma Class. Today, we will be discussing who was reclassified in the United States and why.
If your birth certificate reads black, Negro, colored, and you're indigenous, do you know you have an ironclad lawsuit against the United States under misclassification?
I know I've covered this subject before, but I must lay the groundwork for the history behind today's subject, as many people believe I have an interest in making things up when they've never seen a video taken down from this page for misinformation. And I know you report me for it, because you tell me when you harass me in my inbox. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's start with the scum of the earth. Walter Ashby Plecker was the head of Virginia's Bureau of Vital Statistics from 1912 to 1946. He also pushed the Racial Integrity Act of 1924. He pressured every vital statistics bureau that served Black American communities to reclassify anyone indigenous appearing to match the African ancestry as colored, black, or Negro, aiming to prove that Virginia Indians no longer existed. Meaning, if anyone in your family has those titles, they would be considered misclassified. But that's not totally a bad thing, and I know that some may say that this is not my place to discuss this. But what I'm about to say is me giving my observation, not giving my opinion or advice. There is only one group in this entire country that holds the title of reclassified terms. Whether you like the terms or not, there is a benefit to calling yourselves the reclassified terms. And that benefit is they become the legal justification to win your legal battles. Because now you have proof that you match the reclassification that is known as... I know that the two terms on the screen are offensive, and I totally understand why, but I think your feelings towards these terms were by design. They've put them in the media and used them in a derogatory sense to further distance you away from the titles that are on treaties and on documentation. Think about it. They can only achieve that level of brainwashing via Hollywood, which was the intent all along. It's no shocker that everything in this country is about you. The creation of movies is the same thing. It had you in mind, Black Americans, to indoctrinate everyone not just you. That's why they sell us all the sad stories of the Native Americans, to gain sympathy, so that the narrative is controlled via your emotions. Because I have yet to see any of the Asiatic natives who claim to be indigenous provide any proof or documentation about their reclassification. If Black Americans aren't reclassified people, then who was? For all of us getting the privilege to live and experience your delineation live time, Black Americans, we are lucky because you're teaching us all. As I'm sure you know, we are all learning from you, our true leaders. So thank you. And I hope that today's lecture was a new way to view the reclassified terms, because it's always been you that holds the power, and they know it. And they've been fighting like hell to keep you from knowing.
They lied when they told you in history all the Indians gone. Where they go? Where they go? Where they go? Nigga, they said there was 8 billion Indians. Where they go? You really believe they killed 8 billion of us? Nigga, they just got here. They just got here. They just got here. Fuck what they telling you. You see, these motherfuckers went back and wrote themselves in our history they got spells of us trying to make us think that they been here and shit, because we have forgot, nigga. 500 of their man-made years, nigga. 1492 is when they landed. They didn't take over to 1776. They got you thinking they been here for forever. They just got here, nigga. You are the Indians. They called you that right in history. Indians, nigga. The Indians that they show you are $5 Indians, nigga. What they call $5 Indians. These are human beings posing as motherfucking Indians, nigga. Getting all the land reservations, all the free land, all the money, nigga. We are the Indians. You looking at them. You looking at them every day, nigga. They didn't kill us. They just renamed us. They enslaved us and renamed us. They didn't bring us across from no motherfucking Africa neither. They got you thinking we all came from Africa to hide the fact that we was everywhere, nigga. We everything. And I'm just keeping it on a third dimensional level, nigga. I ain't gotta take you up into the cosmos to let you know how you created the whole fucking cosmos, nigga. We can just stay right here on the planet with this shit. 8 billion motherfucking Indians, nigga. Where do you think they went? You looking at them, nigga.
The most important part about the Dred Scott decision is that we finally get our confirmation that American Indians are Black. Yes, Black. So if you cannot trace yourself to a Black-ass somebody from at least 1856, I don't know how you're claiming to be Native. But let's read what Chief Tanny said. He said, this is the ops too. This is what the ops said. This is what y'all said, the United States government. He said, if we give Negroes a right to the Constitution, all of this would happen in the face of the subject race of the same color, both free and slaves. We know that free Indians are Indians in amity with the government who will go on to call themselves Native Americans. Slave Indians are us. And they are the same color as Negroes, which means American Indians, whether they were free or slaves, are Black. We were Black in 1856, and so if you can't trace somebody to that, I don't know how you're claiming our identity. We Black in 1856, we're Black in 1493, we Black today, and we're going to be Black tomorrow.
All right, so I'm back with another one from FamilySearch.org, and this one is a history of the North American Indians and their customs. Now, y'all can pause the passage, read the whole thing through, but I'm just going to go over the specific details, very important details. And this is only for educational and historical discussion only. Anything I say in this video is backed by documented research. Do your own research and come to your own conclusions. This is not misinformation. This is history through another lens. Once again, I'm going to go over the specific details. Now, let's go over the first sentence. It says, the Indians are of a copper or red clay color. Now, we already know what they mean when they say a copper color, right? But when they're referring to red clay, when the colonizers describe the color red, y'all always want to run with the actual color red. No, it meant in the 1700s, the color of red clay, often referred to as red ochre or Indian red. Now, we all know what Indian red looked like, right? These were deeply melanated, dark brown people with red undertones. So when they were saying copper colored or red, they're not describing pale people. They're describing heavily melanated people with certain undertones. Even the olive skin tones were melanated people with greenish to yellowish undertones. All right, so let's look at another passage from this book. Once again, this is coming from FamilySearch.org. Now let's go down to the second passage. It says, let us now turn to the copper color American Hebrews. Now, do what you will with that information. Oh, and by the way, here's the full passage. I can pause it. So all those we was everything comments, we literally were. So when we say black or melanated, we're not just talking about Africa. We're talking about the original people of this planet up until 3,000 years ago. So once again, when we say black people, were the original Egyptians, Israelites, the indigenous people in the Americas. Stop thinking black only means Africa and start thinking melanated, the original first inhabitants of this planet.
This is an excerpt from the book Africans and Native Americans by Jack D. Forbes. From 1803 to the Civil War, all free people of color in Virginia were required to register. The register for Essex County has survived, and in it we find many Indian people listed, but none are called Indians. Classifications given include black, dark brown, tawny, very dark mulatto, shade lighter than a dark mulatto, bright mulatto, very bright mulatto, and very bright mulatto almost white. Now again, these are Indians that they're classifying as different shades of copper, brown, and black. Now, these records still exist today, and the question is, why were so many different identities being reduced into racial categories based on appearance? Because these labels were not always about culture, ancestry, or how people identify themselves. They were often tools created by governments to classify, control, and determine a person's legal status. Now, history is very complicated, and the same person could definitely record differently depending on the time period, the person writing the record, and the laws being enforced. Now, the deeper lesson in this, don't just look at the label, look at the people behind the label, and look at the communities, the land records, the family histories, and the laws that shaped how identities were recorded, because sometimes the story is hidden in the paperwork.
What's up, y'all? I got some good news. All right, on paper, I am American Indian. We in the process. I done went to correct my record. I done sent out my paperwork and everything. Like, for some reason, we gotta put it on paper. Did I want to put it on paper? Hell no, I didn't want to put it on paper. What the fuck am I putting it on paper for you for? But I went and did it because it's confusing a lot of people. Apparently, paper is the mecca of all I told you so. But anyway, I'm going to correct that record for my children, every last one. All right, everybody everything getting updated, and I'm going to correct the record everywhere that I have been. All right, we gonna get shit together. It's really up from here. I need to talk to the black people and the all these other people, especially the YT people that keep talking about, we're not American Indian, we just making shit up and it. Bruh, first of all, I don't go off of anything that is presumption. I do my research. I'm one of those people where you tell me something and I sit there and be like, I don't believe you because I haven't researched it yet. But then I'm gonna go researching, and then when I see you again, I'm gonna come back and be like, I gotta correct you, honey, because you were absolutely the fuck wrong. That's not what happened at all. And I'm gonna run you through exactly what happened because I'm gonna go from the beginning. I like a good ass juicy story. And these genealogy records tell a good ass juicy story. All right, it's easy to put together. And then y'all get on these lives and y'all want to sit there and say, oh, well, they keep saying this and they saying that and they don't got proof. We got fucking proof. We done gave it to y'all. What the fuck do you want? We done did our genealogy. We done went and got the treaties, the contracts that was broken, and the definitions that they fucking made up with race and ethnicity, and we done did all of that. And y'all still, where's the evidence? It's in your fucking face. If you just go read it for like a half a second, we would be somewhere great. Okay? We would all be somewhere great. But y'all don't want to fucking read. I don't know what to tell. And then furthermore, let me explain something to y'all. I already told y'all, when Africans come over here, they don't know nobody. When we go over there, we don't know nobody. We're not family. We're not kin. Okay? We don't do that. We don't cook the same. We don't cook that. Now, the shit be flavorful. I'm not going to lie to you. The shit be flavorful because, we use our seasonings over here, and they like to put their little vegetables in there. The shit be good. But the point is, we don't cook like them. We don't. Y'all can't even sit there and be like, oh, well, when y'all was captured or whatever you want to call it, they whipped it out. They didn't whip shit out of nothing. Okay, they didn't even cook like that. Okay, the white tea people don't even know how to season their food. Okay, they having beans on top of toast. We don't eat like that. Okay, stop playing with me. We don't even eat toast with beans. It's either cornbread or dinner rolls with the butter. The melty butter. That butter be good. Bitch be hungry. Okay, but the point is, y'all, we don't cook the same. We barbecue out this bitch. I don't have to hear African with a grill. And if y'all got grills, please point me to the motherfucking video, because I want to see y'all grilling some shit and how y'all grilling it. Okay, because I ain't saying that they food nasty. They food ain't nasty. They got some good food. All right? Haitians got some good food. Caribbean, we know how to season our food. It's just in our melanated skin to season food. That's it. It don't matter where we at. We all season it, but we don't cook the shit the same. That's the point. You know, the one thing I don't like about the way we cook as American Indians. Okay? I don't like the fact that we use so much seasoning all the time. Like, no, the seasoning is fire. Okay? Because when you throw that... with the garlic powder, then I got the onion powder, then I got the black pepper, then I got the all-season peppers. We season too much. We got to stop using the seasoning, y'all, because it's in the food. Like, one time, I've been making my food wrong. Fuck all that. All right, so, you know me. I just take my chicken, I put it in the thing, and I mix it with the goddamn bell peppers and shit, and I put that shit in the oven. You know, it come out tasting good. I can taste the bell pepper. They taste the fire and shit. But when you put the bell peppers and the onions and the garlic and shit under the meat. Oh, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. It's a difference. It is a huge, I don't know what it is. I don't know if the heat, when it's rising, it's taking the smoke of the vegetable with it, or I don't know. But put the motherfucking vegetables under the meat when you put it in the oven. That shit gonna be fire. I don't agree with us using so much seasoning. But the point is, because I don't know why I got into all of that, but the point is, because I'm hungry now. I'm hungry, y'all. Goddamn. That's why I got into all that. Started thinking about food. But the point is, okay, y'all, we're not the same. We're not the same. We're children of the corn. I keep saying that. Don't you don't have to reference Stephen King. You don't have to be like, oh, we're not children of the corn. We wasn't coming out the corn and nah, we children of the corn because we know what to do with some corn. Do you hear me? We got all the corns. The cornbread, corn pudding. All right? I done told y'all all of this in one of my other videos. Y'all got to start paying attention. Y'all better get y'all shit together. Get y'all clan together. Get y'all tribe together and move the fuck on with life before shit start. Because they coming to take control of what, because they losing control. So they're going to try and grab on to what control they have of whoever they have control over. And that is you, my friend. You need to change your shit back to American Indian, who the fuck we was before. Because that's who we was. Choctaw. I got Choctaw on a few sides of my family. I know I'm mainly Choctaw. Okay? I got Chickasaw somewhere, and I got Cherokee. But that Choctaw, that shit come in strong. Do you hear me? When I go back in my genealogy records, it come in strong. But yeah, y'all start doing y'all research. If you still questioning and looking for evidence, just find another hobby. You're wasting your time. Because we already did that. Motherfuckers already done went to court, everything. And you know what's so crazy? Like, what's so crazy is I went to the, no, I didn't go there. I emailed them, the U.S. Indian Affairs or whatever. I emailed them. I let them know everything that happened. Okay? I told them, you know, what happened with my family, how they was reclassified. You know what they emailed me back? They sat there and told me, we believe you, but we don't know what to do about it. Bitch, get my land back. The fuck is you talking about? At least give me some acres. What is you think? You don't got to, because I got land. I got land. Like, nobody knows I got land. I just been sitting on it, and I even look, because I'm waiting for the right time. Like, I'm not moving until the Most High make me move. That's why I've been sitting here. I ain't went to my land yet. I'm about to be, though. I'm about to be gone. I'm trying to be out of here by the springtime, because I need to start growing food and stuff. But yeah, I'm not about to play them games. Not today. Not anyway. Okay. But yeah, like, it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. And I'm going to be a farmer, because that's what I want to be. I want to farm. I don't want to eat this bioengineered food that they feeding y'all, because like I said, they are y'all parents. They're controlling y'all. They're controlling your every move. And then when y'all sit there and this will get on my nerves too. Y'all will sit there and make some shit up like, oh, well, how do we save these people? I feel bad for sitting here and shit like that. But I mean, when you're feeding into the system, you keep the system alive. The system has to die. And when the motherfucker coming in, all right, he's getting rid of the Department of Education. Oh, he's getting rid. Calm the fuck down. Do you not know how to teach your kid? Like, what the fuck is you cool? Like, and then people don't understand why I can't take the stress that everybody is going through serious right now, because y'all are doing it to y'all fucking self. That's why I'm get the fuck out of here. I'm not staying up here. Got my piece of land, got my water tank, my septic tank and everything. I got utilities that's already running through the damn property. It was there. So I'm growing my own food. I'm not going to I don't want to go to the grocery store. Why am I going to the grocery store? I will breed my own motherfucking animals and then pay a butcher to butcher my own cow, because I know that the cow is real. I don't like eating up here. Y'all know this food been making everybody sick. And y'all, like I said, get your clan and your tribe together, update your motherfucking status, and go back to living privately. Don't live out here no more. Don't do it. That's why I'm still sitting in the same spot I've been sitting in for years, because I'm waiting to move down on my land. And once I get everything together, because everybody's not coming down with me right away. I mean, if motherfuckers is ready to come down, come on. But everybody ain't going down there with me right away. I gotta set shit up. I gotta make sure that the security, gates and shit, everything. I gotta make sure it's food down there. It's about to get real. And my man ain't coming with me. He said he gonna stay up here for a while, which is fine. That's just how we about to live our life. Because it's that fucking serious. All right.
So Black Americans are finally waking up to their American Indian heritage, and it's such a beautiful sight to see. I feel like once we stop looking at ourselves as descendants of slaves, but actually as prisoners of war, we can really get somewhere. Because in this society, in this state, we cannot rely on the government to tell us who we are, because they have been lying the whole time, and some of our parents and our grandparents, aka baby boomers and silent generations, were of those generations where they were just very stoic and did not want to really tell us the full history because of the fear of speaking out. But this is a new age. This is a new day. This is the age of Aquarius, and this is a time to really step out, be able to speak your truth, and for the truth to reign supreme. And so in this day and age, as American Indians, it's time for us to say it and spread the news to other Black Americans who may still be asleep, and really wake them up on who they are. And it's actually very funny. The first video, in my family, I have a ton of aunties, and great aunties as well, that's named Annie, Auntie Fanny. I've got great grandmother Katie. I have a grandmother, Catherine. So all these names, is so beautiful to see, because they're just in our family and you can just see it in our bloodline. And also my mother's maiden name is Cornelius, and she was born in South Carolina. And so, I think that's really great, because that's children of the corn, the cornfields. So when they're talking about, slaves and them working the fields and knowing how to till the land, they didn't just bring random people over here who just started picking cotton and, tilling the corn. They actually were talking about the indigenous people of the land, who taught them how to pick the cotton, who taught them how to farm the corn and stuff like that. So these were indigenous Americans that had been on the land and knew how to work the land, and you can see it in our bloodline and in our names. So it's very, very important that, we get the word out and we spread this word, because this was a government cover-up. This was government ordained. They reclassified our name over 7 times, to the point where we're just walking around like, what is going on? But us as a people, we have to understand, we have to know and love and be connected to our land and where we're from. And as far as me, I am Cherokee, Blackfoot, and French Creole. And so, I'm very proud of that, and I really want to spread my testimony, because at one point I thought I was African American, and there's nothing wrong with being African American, but when it's not the truth, and your ancestors tell a different story, your genealogy tells a different story, then you really have to look at the government and look at your teachers and your educators and be like, stop lying, stop lying and just tell the truth. So let's keep spreading the word. Send this out to a Black American that you may know is a really American Indian, and let's keep the truth line going. This has been Ariel Jillian. I'll see you in the next video.